Well, hey there guys, Tom here. Welcome back to my movie channel and thank you very much for joining me for this, my top 5 worst movies of 2018. These are the movies that I saw this year that either really let me down or that I really hated or that did something that was incredibly bad. Jump down in the comment section below and let me know what the worst movie you've seen this year is. And remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and hit that notifications bell so that you never miss out on my take on all things movies. And with all that out of the way, let's get into it. My top 5 worst movies of 2018. So my number 5 on this list is Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. This is a film that I went in actually pretty excited for, despite the fact that I didn't enjoy the first Fantastic Beasts movie, but the trailers for The Crimes of Grindelwald really got me excited for this film. And on almost every level, this film let me down. The biggest crime this movie commits is not something Grindelwald does, it's the writing of this film. J.K. Rowling is not a screenwriter. She is a novelist. She can write great books. She cannot write screenplays. This movie tried to do way too many things at once. This movie just felt like a giant exposition dump, and it just felt like a giant setup for part 3, and it didn't feel like its own movie. Spoiler alert, Professor McGonagall is in Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. There is a young Professor McGonagall. And at the time this movie is set, Professor McGonagall isn't even born yet, but there she is working at Hogwarts. J.K. Rowling wrote the script. I don't know how it's not like a different screenwriter wrote the movie and just decided to disregard J.K. Rowling's canon that she established in the Harry Potter movies and in the first Fantastic Beasts movie. It's J.K. Rowling herself, and she just completely disregarded anything she set up. And this movie just beats you over the head with, hey, look at this, remember this from Harry Potter? Remember that from Harry Potter? And some of them worked okay, but most of the time they just felt completely flat. This whole movie just felt completely forced to me. Okay, at number 4, we have Mortal Engines, the movie that grinded my gears to a halt. The story is a complete mess to the point where there's almost no story there at all. Like, I didn't get invested in any character. Like, not one character in this movie did I care about, even a little bit. Hugo Weaving, despite being a great actor, did as good of a job as he could with the villain character, but they even try to do this cliche twist at the end of the movie, and that just felt really flat. Not only did it feel flat, it was really ridiculous and felt like it almost didn't need to be there. It didn't really serve a purpose. This movie has no purpose to even exist. I know it's based off a book series, and maybe the book is really good, but man, this movie just let me down, and I expect more from a movie that was executive produced by Peter Jackson. Speaking of Peter Jackson, all the marketing for Mortal Engines made it seem like this movie was directed by Peter Jackson, which I think is what got a lot of people excited about Mortal Engines. And then you get to the end of the movie and you realize that Peter Jackson didn't direct it at all. It was done by a storyboard artist who hasn't really directed anything ever, and they handed him a $100 million movie. Number 3, congratulations, The Spy Who Dumped Me. You were awful. The Spy Who Dumped Me, man. This movie could have been funny. This movie could have been good. I hated this movie. I know there are people who actually really enjoy this film and found it quite funny. I thought Kate McKinnon was completely miscast in this movie. She's great on SNL doing, little 5-minute skits and putting on voices and all that stuff. But in movies, she just doesn't do it. Like, her shtick just wears off after about 30 seconds. And she's never really playing a character. She's just doing Kate McKinnon. She's one of the big reasons I just couldn't stand watching this film. A comedy can do everything else wrong, but it has to make you laugh. And The Spy Who Dumped Me didn't achieve that. I felt like they tried to put in every action spy movie genres cliche into this one movie, and that just felt really forced, and they all just felt really flat, and it was really predictable. And yeah, man, The Spy Who Dumped Me is a movie that I see a lot of potential in, but just let me down. Okay, at number 2, we have Night School, starring Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish. This was a movie best summed up by my friend as we're walking out of the film, who said that felt like a movie where a bunch of comedians get together and practice their stand-up routines to each other. I actually really enjoy Kevin Hart in some movies. I think he has the potential to be a really funny comedic actor. We know he's a brilliant comedian, but this movie, man, this movie just sucks. It just completely sucks. I didn't find it funny at all. There was one character actually in the movie who I found quite funny, the Rob Riggle character. But other than that, man, and Tiffany Haddish, I know that people really like Tiffany Haddish and people really enjoyed Girls Trip that she was in last year. I wasn't a big fan of Girls Trip, and I'm actually not that big a fan of Tiffany Haddish as an actress. Again, really good stand-up comedian. Actress, not so much. I don't think this movie hit on the comedy level because, again, the number one job of a comedy is to make you laugh. Night School just felt stupid and cringy, and I just really wanted to walk out of Night School really, really badly. Okay, my number one, my worst movie of 2018, in my opinion, is without a doubt, it's Holmes and Watson. Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly doing a comedic spoof of Holmes and Watson. Oh my god, this movie is atrocious. This movie, again, I said it in my review, so you can go and see my review for that. But, oh my god, like, I'm sitting in the theater with about 20 other people, and I didn't hear a single laugh in the entire 90 minutes of this movie. I didn't hear a single laugh from anybody. This movie is so cringy. It's so bad. It's so poorly written. I can't express how bad the writing is in Holmes and Watson. It's pretty atrocious. So Holmes and Watson, definitely my worst movie of 2018. I hated myself watching that film. At least with the other 4 movies on this list, I can at least find a redeeming quality about those films. I can't find a single redeeming quality about Holmes and Watson on every single level. Not one redeeming quality, not one laugh out of it for me. Holmes and Watson, definitely the worst movie of the year. So guys, that is my top 5 worst movies of 2018. Thank you very much for joining me. Remember to leave a comment down below and tell me what some of your most hated movies this year are. I'd be very interested to carry on the discussion in the comment section below. Remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button and ring that notifications bell so that you never miss out on my take on all things movies. My name is Tom, and I will see you guys next time.